Hello and welcome to another update video. Today we want to cover the turbo chart. It's been requested, but it's also been a chart that's moved in very interesting ways that we've been covering regularly in our gold membership. There was a setup to which the price reacted nicely in July, and actually the low formed there and has now reached the target. So pretty good example of the benefits of Elliott wave, which not always provide clear setups. So if the chart isn't very clear, then maybe just focus on the charts that are a little bit clearer. And you know, some of these updates are obviously part of, let's say, the behind the scenes content, the gold membership, where we cover lots of additional charts, you know, in addition to just the ones that are part of the videos here. But yeah, a lot of you requested an update, and I thought, well, why not now also make a video update? You know, it's obviously we've got our regular routine here on YouTube, but from time to time, makes sense to experiment a little bit to see how you like it. And as I said, it's one that I've been covering anyway regularly. So where are we structurally here? You know, on this chart, it is overall a structure that's characterized by lots of overlapping price action. So it's not what we would call an impulse, but it can be a diagonal pattern. Not diagonal. Well, it could morph into one, but at the moment I'm tracking it as an A, B, C structure, where the C wave is an ending diagonal though. Oh no, that's not correct, so I have to take that back. No, where the C wave is an impulse. The wave 1, however, was a diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we had a wave 2. We had a strong third wave. We had a fourth wave, which reacted to the support zone, and the fifth wave. Actually, just remember that. I just remember that. Turbo was also covered, I think, on Twitter once, where I also sometimes update additional, provide additional video updates. So the price dipped into this wave 4 area. Here you can see that this Fibonacci support area provided a setup for the start of wave 5. Basically, it was a jump off point for the bulls to, well, start the fifth wave. For anybody who knows about Elliott wave and structures, and if you've been following this channel or our live streams for a while, you know that oftentimes a fourth wave is, the ideal target is the 38.2 retracement, and it was here at 0.00308. The price got there, and now we seem to be working on wave 5. So it's the ideal target. Okay, I often say pullbacks, or I should rather say support levels are not targets, but for a fourth wave, I mean, it's really that 38.2 fib level is very common, because there are only like 3 levels a fourth wave would normally react to. The first one is the 23.6 fib level. I often don't even show this anymore because it is really only rarely the level where a wave 4 completes. And also you see it would have been a very shallow wave 4. Really only applies in a triangle if the wave 4 is a triangle and just hovers above that 23.6 fib level. It's too weak for a wave 4 oftentimes. So I usually prefer the 38.2 retracement, maybe the 50%. It acts as a little bit of a buffer zone, of course, but normally not below the 50%. So what I highlighted in July in our gold membership, and I'm just going to switch to Discord, there you can see that setup. At least 7 of you guys acknowledged it back then. Not sure how many people actually traded it, but the price has probably formed a low in wave 4 and should reach 1.26 cents plus. Okay, and that's where we are now. So you can see actually the structure, how nicely, how nicely the bottoming formation was actually. Moved down, WXY, in wave 4, reached that 38.2 fib level, and I think actually it exactly formed the low there in this support area, and is now on its way to the 1.2, oh no, actually I think it reached it now, the 1.26 cent level, yeah. But there was also a previous update which was published in June where I highlighted the roadmap into the support region, and it formed then exactly at the 38.2 fib level below. So people were informed beforehand, and that's normally ideally how it works. It doesn't always work like that because sometimes structures are not so clear, but in this case it was very clear. And let's go back to the live chart. You see it has now reached that 1.26 cent level. Now, that being the next target that you were informed about, now obviously raises the question, okay, what's next? Does it mean we go to zero now? No, I mean, the trend is still up, right? There are additional levels up there, right? But it is the next pivot that's been reached. Price is struggling a bit to get above it. Well, we're now at 1.3, but it's not really broken above it yet. At least not sustained above it. And my interpretation is that this is only wave 3 to the upside because it's so aggressive, like wave 3 of 5 of C. If there is a pullback, and I will adjust the support area now, if there is a pullback, then the next support zone is located between 0.0055 and 0.0095. Now, just because it's now whatever overheated and reached the next resistance doesn't mean a pullback needs to happen. What I'm saying is, if one happens, this is the area where we can watch for support. Until then, you know, depending on how you trade this, it can be reasonable to just try to stay in the trend as long as it is, you know, reasonable and easy to do so. It would need to break below this low at 1 cent initially to indicate a top of sorts is in place, and then we're already entering that support area. But for a more meaningful top, certainly, I mean, at least this low at 0.0083, right? These are the next key levels here to watch. As I said, for a wave 4, normally the 23.6 fib level, I can remove it. So it would be more like that, okay? So as long as it's reasonable to do so and easy to do so, actually, because the trend is very clear, it can make sense to try to stay in the trend as long as possible, but definitely be careful below 1.08 cents. And then when it breaks the next low, we're likely at least in wave 4. So that's the update about Turbo. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.